Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones, and as you may or may not notice, we've been in some rather heavy fighting. Yes, I've been running around trying to eliminate as many enemies as I can, but at the end of the day, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do it by myself, because here's the thing, we do have Hodor's clan, and we also have Mr. Sand's clan as well. They're obviously running around. They're trying to do the best they can. But it's difficult. Because while I have actually given them troops, I've given them troops now. Or at the very least, I did give Mr. Sand troops. Hilariously enough, he got himself taken prisoner. Anyway, I gave him a whole bunch of giants. I gave him some very high tier cavalry. And he still managed to get himself taken prisoner. So for me personally, I'm not entirely sure if we can actually even do this. Personally, I don't know whether it's actually going to even be possible, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to be making peace with a bunch of people. And that's the only way that I can kind of see this having some sort of end. Because if we don't, it's going to be infinite, almost. Because I have seen House Targaryen people up here, hilariously enough. I have literally seen them all the way up here. I've seen people from Mer as well, or Mia even, and I've seen people from, I think maybe the Iron Islands as well, but I'm not entirely sure. I've definitely seen people from Qohor too. As you can see, they have 0 towns and 0 castles, and that's the main reason why they're coming over here. They're obviously coming over here because they don't have any fiefs. And it makes sense for them to come up here, because of course they want to try and, you know, capitalize on everything. The North, obviously, the North is not so powerful anymore. The Reach, I haven't seen any of them, but you can see, look at how powerful they are. If they came up here with a full army, we'd basically be done. The Vale is also relatively similar. I have actually defeated a number of them. As you can see, I actually took a bunch of House Arryn house guards. I took them prisoner. And yeah, so that's basically what's been going on pretty much. I'm going to be making peace with the Vale as well, because here's the thing. Even if I'm paying a significant amount of tribute every single day, I actually don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's going to be all right. And we're just going to continue our crusade, shall we say, against the free folk. That's pretty much all I can really do, because apart from, I mean, obviously we've got a bunch of people here, we're against the North, right? Yeah, because if I made peace with the North, it's just not going to work. You know, it's just not going to work, because then I'm not going to be able to expand. My territory is just going to remain stagnant, static, whatever you want to call it. And let me just have a look-see. Yep, as I thought. All right, let's do this. Let's go in here, try and fight this guy off. I'm basically just going to go in for an auto-resolve here. That's pretty much what I've been doing off-screen as well. Just going in for auto-resolves. My giants can very easily handle the whole thing. I'm also leaving most of the loot because I just have too much of it as it is. I really don't have... I don't have the space, and I don't have the time to basically just, you know, sort all of that out all the time. So I'm just kind of leaving it where it is, and we're just trying to basically eliminate as many of these people as we can get our hands on. And I'd like to take Hardhome. That's the thing that I really want to take, but I do need to eliminate the Sons of the Harpy. Apparently they are the ones that are causing us the most of the headache at the moment. And you can see here that the mercenaries, that's the funny thing. Someone said in the comments, why don't you hire some mercenaries? As far as I am aware, I'm going to need to find the leader of the mercenary band for us to be able to do that. And from what I can tell, that's going to be almost impossible, because here's the thing. If I were to find a way to do that, then I would absolutely love to. But from what I can tell, as I say, I'm going to need to find the leader, and that's almost impossible the way that it is right now, because everyone is either at war against us, or the mercenaries have already been hired by other people, And so the best thing that I can think of to do is literally just to try and execute them as best I can. I mean, you can see here we have the Moon Brothers actually attacking us as well. And these guys... oh, Mitchell is actually the leader of the Moon Brothers. Okay, that's actually interesting. Well, he's probably going to go and take Hornfoot, I assume. But that's absolutely fine, because I'm thinking that maybe if this fellow is the last... yeah, he might actually be the last, because this is just a... Oh, no, never mind. He's 19. Right, yeah. I think minor factions actually cannot be eliminated, at least. That seems to be the case. Let's actually just have a look. Our realms should make peace. No, that's not going to happen. All right, well, we'll just continue to do the auto resolve, and we'll see what happens. Oh, look at that! We actually gained a significant amount of rescue troops. Very nice. That's really, really good. That's the kind of thing that I want to see, because that means that I'm going to be able to put these in the garrison straight away. It's been a long time since I've actually rescued troops, so boom, these guys are just going to go all in here. I mean, obviously, I want to take the cavalry, like I said. I want to try and maximize the amount of cavalry that I have available to us. But as it stands, yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for us to do this. So I'm just going to execute this guy. And yeah, that is all I can really do. There's this fellow. I'm not sure, as I say, not sure if I can actually eliminate minor factions. That's kind of why I'm testing this, actually, because if I can actually make a confirmation on whether that works, then I will be in a really, really good position, because that means that I know for certain whether me executing these guys and hunting them down is actually worth it. Because from my experiences previously, minor factions cannot be eliminated, and the Night's Watch have now... The Night's Watch have now declared war against me. Alright, okay, I see how it is, Anyway, I'm just going to speak to Mitchell here, because he is indeed the leader. So, yeah, all I get is this. I just get, let's make peace. This guy is the leader of his clan, so he's the only one that can actually make that call. But unfortunately, it seems as though I'm not able to hire him. I think it would actually be really cool. That's maybe a feature that I'd like to see implemented, where mercenaries can be persuaded, or at the very least, let's say, you know, bargained with or convinced or bought in many respects, where you can basically be like, hey, I'm willing to give you this much money per day. Will you join me? And in which case, then it would be wonderful if they would. But yeah, as it stands right now, that's obviously not what is happening. And unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have some issues. Anyway, let's just have a quick look here. Wounded troops do not decrease morale in battles, and small increase to clan life expectancy. I suppose that's pretty decent. Otherwise, we're just going to be executing him. And we're going to have to take a look at Sons of the Harpy. Let's see how they're doing. Yeah, there's only one. Philip is 19. I don't know where he is. He was last seen near Ghost Hill. Ghost Hill is over here. Yeah. I'm almost 100% certain that we might not even be able to eliminate them, but I'm going to be interested to see. Maybe he's actually the one that is raiding this village. I'm going to go over there and see what's going on. Also, I'm going to probably make peace with the Night's Watch. Yeah, paying 2,700. That's absolutely fine. We have nothing to gain, you see. We have nothing to gain by being in a war-type situation with them, because they have 0 fiefs. Same thing with the Iron Islands, actually. I'm going to be doing this exact same thing with the Iron Islands here. I'm just going to be making peace with them too, because even if we get into a battle with them, they don't have any fiefs. They don't have any fiefs for us to actually gain from them, so it's kind of pointless. Oh, hello. All right. Yeah, that's a very large army. Okay, so you're going to Hornfoot. Interesting. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to execute Gisela, and there's a reason for that. I want to see what actually happens with this. Okay, so there you go. She's been executed now, and the Moon Brothers clan has been destroyed. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now, aha. So Hardhome has now switched to the veil, I'm not entirely sure why that happened. I think that that is a little bit illogical in the way that the calculation is made, but maybe the only thing that it takes into account is that there is a veil vassal close to that particular fief, and maybe that's the only reason why it goes to the veil. I really have no idea. That kind of thing has happened before, but I kind of felt like, hey, you know what? Let's just do that, because if we can eliminate the free folk, at least all we need to now deal with is the north. So we only need to deal with them. We don't need to deal with any of the mercenaries. We don't have to deal with any of the free folk coming back at us, and we don't have to deal with going to besiege Hardhome or anything like that. Unfortunately, as you can quite clearly tell, my vassals are far and away not very smart. They're getting themselves taken prisoner almost all the time, which is very, very sad indeed. And I am not sure what I can really do about that, unfortunately. The only thing I can really do is set them on defensive. But even then, if I set them on defensive, they're going to basically go over to whoever is raiding or besieging something, and they're going to try to defend. And obviously, defending usually gets them killed. So that is a bit of a problem in itself. But yeah, there's going to be a very, very large battle on our hands here. But at least the free folk have been eliminated, finally. I mean, technically, all those other factions should also be eliminated. You know, the Iron Islands and Mir and Cohor, all of those should be eliminated. But the problem is, this version of the mod does not have faction destruction, as far as I'm aware. So the only way that you can actually eliminate factions is by executing. But that's the funny thing. The version that is newly updated, you know, the one with the, the next version of the mod, that is including faction destruction. It has all of those wonderful things associated in it, and it also has much more logical wars taking place and all that wonderful stuff. So I'm thinking that if we do end the series, then at some point in the future, we're definitely going to be checking out the full version of the mod, because as it stands right now, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just, you know, murder everyone and execute absolutely everyone that I come across? Yeah, I guess so, right? I guess so, but yeah, now you can see here exactly what's going on. Look at this. That is an absolutely insane army right there. Not entirely sure. I actually wonder, do you think I can fight them? Do you think I can fight them? I think maybe I would be able to, but I have a lot of units right now that I don't necessarily want or need. So I'm going to head on to Then, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to go into the battle, and we're going to see if we can actually achieve victory against them. They did have over 1,900, almost 2,000 units in that other army, so thankfully we're not having to deal with that, but yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. So we're just going to put these units in here. I'm actually going to take out a bunch of mounted units, relatively decent ones. There we go. And I would actually like to make, that's the thing, I'd like to make JAIME into a vassal, but the problem with doing that is that he is our steward. You see, he is our steward. So if I go to my clan screen right now, you can see here, he is our steward, and he has an insane amount of steward. He has 250 in steward, and otherwise I would be the steward. Does it matter? Actually, I'm thinking that maybe it doesn't matter. So shall we do that? Why not? Why not? Let's do it. So let's make him into a vassal, and I wish to reward you for your services. You're going to be getting this one. There we go. Boom. We're going to be calling him... I have no idea what we're going to call him, actually. Red. Yes. Wonderful. What a wonderful name. Alright, so there you go. So now we have another vassal that is actually capable of doing something amazing. So here's the thing. I don't actually have any fiefs at all now. So I have pretty much only expenditures, and I have no income at all, which is actually not terribly bad. You may think, oh yeah, that's terrible, that's absolutely awful, but no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's a reason why I'm feeling pretty secure in this. And you can see here, JAIME's already running around with 97 units, which is actually pretty nice. But we also have to remember that free folk units are not that amazing. But yeah, 98,000 right here. So I'm just going to show you very quickly what can actually happen here. Do we have a herd problem? No, we do not have a herd problem. Okay, so obviously, as you can see here, look at this. Boom. Yeah, look at that, 90,000. So super easy, right? Yeah, really, really easy to get. Massive amount of cash, and I don't even need to worry about making money, even though passive money is obviously much better than having to go to a marketplace and things like that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things are going so far. So now let's just go on to Hornfoot, and as I say, I feel like this is very much a case of infinite warfare. I think that's pretty much what's going on here. We're having to attack, defend, almost endlessly at this point. And I think we're probably going to have to do something about that. And that was the main reason why I was actually wanting to try and execute as many people as I could get my hands on. But it was really, you know, it's very difficult to actually pin them all down, you see, because there are just so many of them. All right, let's go into the siege. They're obviously going to be building quite a few, maybe ballista. No, they're actually building catapults. Oh, okay, that's perfect. All right, so yeah, basically whenever I've gone into a siege now as well, I pretty much just do this. I go straight on in. I go zoom mode, you know, zoom mode, you know, like we do. And that's pretty much it, because my giants just take care of the whole thing. I might actually get killed by the catapult. No, I think the catapult is actually killing my giants right there. But yeah, you'll see exactly what happens. Look at the amount of damage that our giants can do. Obviously, we outnumber them so dramatically right now that there's basically nothing they can do. As you can see, done. Boom. Super quick, super easy. And I can actually take some troops here as well, and we're going to be placing those in the garrison just here too. And you can see here that I can actually level up my troops as well if I wanted to by donating some things, which is always nice. But we're just going to be placing these units in the garrison there. We've got a bunch there, which is actually quite nice. Ooh, yeah, I actually did forget to lock many of my cavalry, which I should have done beforehand. Bit of an imbecile there, but that's absolutely fine. I mean, I have to go through each of them individually, which is kind of annoying, but it's absolutely fine. We can just do that very quickly. There we have it. All right, excellent. Okay, so we've taken Hornfoot, so that's really simple, right? Now, Castle Black is actually what I want to take. So let's see if we can actually go over there and do that. I'm going to give this to JAIME, I suppose. That seems like a good idea to me. Basically, I'm just going to be giving him most of the things. Maybe it would be a good idea to make Willem into a vassal as well. And here we go. Look at this. We've got another army right here. 344 units. Actually wondering whether I'm even going to be able to catch up to this fellow. Seems like I am catching him very slightly. There we go. We were able to get him into a battle. And then we can just go straight on in and attack once again. And this is the point. The amount of vassals that are coming at us, and the fact that we have to indeed fight on the valley again. The valley. Oh, yes. Hello, valley. It's been a long time. Oh, no. It hasn't actually been a long time. I saw you in the last episode. Very good. Anyway, we can actually do some pretty nice damage right here, and hopefully... Oh, yeah, they've got a lot of cavalry as well. Did I tell you that? Yeah, the north actually has really good cavalry. Well, it seems to have a lot of population in that regard, so it's a bit difficult to pin them all down, of course. But, yeah, well, that happens. Oh, some nice thrown weapon kills, I gotta say. Nice thrown weapon kills so far. I'm just going to run through these guys, try and do as much damage as possible. This is really fun, though. You gotta admit that. You know, the massive giant's mace that I have in my hands here. It's just so incredibly enjoyable to use. It really is. But, of course, as I say, yeah, the amount of vassals that we've had to deal with is way too much. Way too much for my liking. I'm just going to get out of here real quick and just allow my giants just to get them all out of there. You know, get them all out of there. Because I obviously took quite a bit of damage, and we're going to need to make sure that we don't die. Because if we do come across another army, I want to make sure that I'm ready for the fight. And there we go. Done. Look at that. See, super easy. Obviously, this is going to be very, very easy because we are indeed fighting units that are running around with pretty much nothing. They don't have anything that can really threaten us at the moment, especially in these armies. The 1300 on the other part, you know, on the other hand even, they're going to be dangerous. They're going to be dangerous. So those are the ones that we really need to watch out for. The ones with 1900 as well, they're going to be much more difficult for us to deal with. But we've now taken some more people prisoners, so we will be executing them as well. But I kind of wish that it would be a little easier for us to deal with all these fellows and for us to have some vassals helping us. But that is indeed the issue with executing to begin with. But that was the only way that I actually saw a way that I would be able to survive. Basically, that was it. I was doing it for survival more than anything. Anyway, we're just going to go over here and see how many do they have in there. Only 700. That's actually not even too bad. The Dothraki are now declaring war on me. Okay, good luck. Have fun coming all the way over here. And we're just going to head into Castle Black. Here we go. All right. Yeah. A bunch of people left? A bunch of people left or something? Yeah, some people are coming in. Peace offer from the north. Are you serious? They're actually wanting a peace offering? That's very strange. I would not have expected that in a million years, but okay. Anyway, we're not going to be taking it, of course, but I would never have expected that. But this is going to be fun, actually, because I've never gone in here before. Hopefully, it's going to be a pretty cool layout. I'm not entirely sure about that, actually, so far, but let's just move forward. Let's hopefully not get absolutely murdered by the ballista. In one of my previous siege attempts that I did when I was attempting to take back Hornfoot, I did get killed by the ballista, hilariously enough. Yes, it was very painful. And the ragdoll was actually quite funny, though. The ragdoll was quite amusing, so I'm pretty happy with that. But otherwise, let's just... Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so nice. Any single time I can kill a named unit with a... with one hit, with this massive, hilariously... you know, basically, it's almost like a parody weapon. It's almost like a parody weapon at this point. Because it is just so incredibly oversized, you know. But any single time I can actually kill someone with this, or shall we say not even kill, because we're not killing anyone, we're just knocking them unconscious, but any single time I can take someone down, it's always amusing. It's always amusing, and I love it. So maybe I can do a little bit more here. There we go. Take them down. Get these guys out the way. Thank you very much. And I think... Whoa, this is actually a pretty cool layout. I like this layout. Look at this. We've got some wonderful little walkways right here, too. Technically... If they had placed some units on here, this would have been a bit more difficult for us to deal with, but apparently the AI decided not to do that. So, that's absolutely fine for me. I think we can actually... Oh, hello. Oh, okay, okay. There's an invisible wall? Are you serious? There's actually an invisible wall here. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I actually thought that they eliminated invisible walls for the most part in Bannerlord, but apparently not in that particular area. Surprisingly enough, I'm kind of I'm very surprised about that. Actually, I would have expected there to be none, because I generally do tend to die quite often to fall damage, as is evident from previous episodes, you know. But yeah, that was surprising. Oh well, never mind. Otherwise, I think I'm probably going to die here, but that's okay, because we're going to be fine to achieve victory in general. Oh, that was a nice cleaving attack. I like that. Yeah, but once my giants basically get into the central area here of the courtyard, no matter what happens, if there are a bunch of enemies that actually spawn in, my giants are just going to clobber them almost immediately. And that is all that they really need to do. And that is it. Wonderful. That was an extremely simple siege. I actually would have expected it to be a lot harder. I thought that there would be a massive garrison here, but there wasn't, very surprisingly enough. I really don't know. Anyway, there we go. We are now able to rescue a couple of troops, and we already have prisoners as I said before. So, you know, the prisoners are taking quite some time to actually get converted as well. So there really is no point in me taking more of them. But we can actually place a bunch of money in here. Look at that. 5 loyalty we're actually getting. That's pretty crazy. I like that. And we can actually level up all of these thanks to the fact that we gained massive amounts of experience there too. And then we can just go into the garrison here and just place these guys there. There we have it. Okay, that's looking real nice. And otherwise, we can actually sell some stuff. Please have a lot of money. Oh, only 57,000. Okay, yeah, that's actually not a lot. All right, I don't have a lot of food, actually, hilariously enough. I don't have a lot of food, so I will have to get rid of some things. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of all those. There we go. Maybe I should buy some horses? Do they actually have any horses? That's the main problem here. Yeah, they have some mules. Yes, lots of mules, as you can see. That's pretty nice. And let's just wait here for some time, because you never know. Maybe there's going to be a couple of people that want to try to retaliate against us. But, of course, the North has asked for a peace agreement. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually want to do something about that. Anyway, we're just going to execute their queen. And there you go. Their queen has been eliminated, and we are going to take out the rest of them as well. There we are. Alright, so let's actually take a quick look at the North, because I would like to see what kind of clans they have remaining. Seems like... Wait a minute. How do I... Whoa, look at this. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of people that have been eliminated here. And, wait a minute. How do I actually check this right now? There we go. Okay. Part of the North. There we are. All right. This is what we want to see. Okay. Yeah. So there's basically 1 left over here. 1 left over here. Whoa. 1 here as well. Maybe 2 here. Yeah. So there's literally like what? 6 or 7? Yeah. 6 or 7 vassals remaining. And for all of this territory, look at this. This is massive amounts of territory right here. So technically, we could actually sweep over this pretty simply. But it very much depends, obviously, you know. Depends on a wide variety of things. But anyway, we're just going to be giving this to JAIME once again. I'm thinking we're going to give this to JAIME. Because Hodor is actually the owner of Frostfang's camp, hilariously enough. So he's actually doing all right in regards to a particularly prosperous fief. So I felt like, hey, you know what? He maybe doesn't even need a huge amount of things. So, you know. Ah, look at that. JAIME's actually doing something amazing. He actually took someone prisoner for once. Ah, look at that. Amazing. Okay, that's exactly what we want from our vassals. We actually want them to be taking people prisoner rather than, you know, them getting taken prisoner themselves. Yes, that would be advantageous, wouldn't it? Yes. Oh well, whatever the case, let's move on. Let's see if we can get up the ladder and try and bonk some people on the head. Very much wanting to do that. Thank you very much. Yes, it's always super funny to actually see the giants on the ladders. I always think that's really amusing. And wait a minute, what's going on here? Why am I getting stuck? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so can I... Oh no, really? Another invisible wall? There is. Look at that. There's another invisible wall. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with all these. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of... Yeah, look at this. I can't jump over that. Yeah, that's actually really sad. That's actually really sad. I'm a bit disappointed by that now. Because, obviously, I was a bit surprised before. But in that particular situation, I don't know whether you noticed that previous invisible wall was actually up against some environment that... Well, pretty obviously the developers wouldn't want you to stand on because it's probably unpathable. So of course you're not going to be able to, you know, jump on it. Because if you jump on it, then of course the AI is not able to get to you and it's a bit of a glitch spot. And that's obviously something that they want to try and prevent. You know, you don't want to, you know, stand on somewhere that the AI can't get to. Or maybe you're going to get stuck there or something like that with the way that the engine works. You know what I mean? So... I can understand that, but this time around, it's just a rooftop, you know? I wanted to go on the rooftop and jump down into the courtyard, and I thought that would be a lot of fun, but oh well, never mind. It happens. It happens. But I'm very surprised, again, that they would have placed an invisible wall there, specifically. You know, because as I say, I think it's perfectly fine for you to jump on the rooftop, because you can't actually do damage up there unless you have a ranged weapon. And it's the same thing with basically anything. You know, I could have used my bow, if I had a bow, from up on the battlements anyway, so it wouldn't have made that much difference at all as it is. It was just a nice little shortcut for me to get, you know, down from where the battlements were. Anyway, seems like there's a bit of a weird issue going on here, so I'm actually just going to retreat the party, because there are some giants that seem to have cornered some people and they can't get out of there. So I'm just going to do this. We're going to be rescuing a bunch of troops. Look at how many troops we just rescued. Actually way over the amount that I even have space for, surprisingly enough. Probably because JAIME, of course, is no longer my steward. He had much more steward skill than I did. I have about 180 in steward, and he has 250. So obviously there's a pretty big disparity there. But apart from that, look at this. Amazing amounts of troops going into the garrison here. 66 in actual fact. Not too bad. You know, I wouldn't say amazing, but, you know, good. A good, decent amount. You know, that's exactly what we want, of course. And technically, we can actually go throughout the North's territory now, because, as I said, we are at peace with them. Well, at peace with the many, many factions surrounding this place. So we're at peace with the Vale. And then, of course, we do have, you know, a bunch of things to take over here from the Riverlands. But the Riverlands are very strong, of course. But I think that's actually going to be it for this series. Yes, indeed. Because what we have to do now is, this is probably how it's going to go. We're going to be able to sweep across the entirety of the North territories. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a bit of a to and fro kind of thing. So we're going to be, you know, taking something, losing something, taking something, and then maybe taking another thing after that, and then losing something, and so on and so forth. So it's a bit of a tug of war kind of situation. And then eventually, we're going to have control over all of this. And then we are going to obviously have to deal with some of the central places too. But at that point, it's going to be a very, very long time. It's going to be a very long time before that actually transpires. So I'm thinking we're going to end this series off here on a bit of a high note, because you know, you can kind of see the power of the giants now. I'm actually really, really pleased that we were able to get an army entirely comprised of these guys, because I actually think that it's super fun to run around with them. But don't worry, because stay tuned. This mod is going to come back to the channel. Maybe not the next series, but maybe the series after that. Very much depends. But for now, I thank you very much for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you next time.